Hey, what's going on? It's Janek Soul, and I'm here on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro right now. Today I'm with a new deck profile which features a ritual monster, a new ritual monster at that, the new addition to the Blue Eyes family. It is called the Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. It is a dark level 8 dragon ritual effect monster with 4,000 attack and 0 defense. You can ritual summon this card with Chaos form, must be ritual summoned, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. Cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects. If this card attacks and defense with your monster, inflict double piercing damage to your opponent. What that means is its attack is at 4,000. Whatever your monster's defense is, it'll take the difference between 4,000 and the defense of your monster times 2. Basically a way to end games very quickly. Also, he has, you know, protection. He can't be targeted, and he can't be destroyed. So that's always good. He's made to win games. Uh, and I also have 6 tuners here. The first one we start off with is 2 Ancient White Stones. It is level 1 Dragon Light effect tuner monster with 600 attack and 500 defense. Once returned during the end phase, if this card is in your graveyard because it was sent there this turn, summon 1 Blue Eyes monster from your deck. Also, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 Blue Eyes monster in your graveyard and add it back to your hand. You can only use this effect Ancient White Stone once per turn. The second tuner I have is a familiar one, Maiden with Eyes of Blue, a spellcaster light level 1 effect tuner monster with 0 attack and 0 defense. When this card is targeted for an attack, you negate the attack, and if you do, change the card's battle position. Then you can summon 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon from hand, deck, or graveyard. When this face-up card is targeted by the card effect, you can summon 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard. You can only use 1 Maiden with Eyes of Blue effect per turn, only once that turn. So, regardless of how your opponent decides to deal with this monster, except for cards that don't target, they have to be aware when they see it, because most of the time, unless they've always negate your effect, like skill drain and such, or they can even Castelling will activate its effect. So this is a pretty imposing monster, and plus it's a tuner, so this allows synergy and going into the rank 9 monsters, which are Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon and Azure Eyes Silver Dragon. And the last tuner I have is Sage Knight with Eyes of Blue. This is a spellcaster light effect tuner monster with 0 attack and 15 defense. When this card is normal summoned, you can add 1 level 1 light tuner monster from your deck to your hand. So essentially, it searches out these two. It also has a discard effect. You can discard this card and target 1 effect monster you control, send it to the graveyard, and if you do, summon 1 Blue Eyes monster from your deck. You can only use this effect of Sage or Eyes of Blue once per turn. So preferably, you discard this, target this, and now instead of 1 Blue Eyes, you'll get 2, setting up for rank 8 plays. Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon has the same stats as the original Blue Eyes White Dragon. It has a summoning condition, which is fairly easy. Just reveal 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon in your hand. You can only summon 1 of the Blue Eyes Ultimate White Dragon once per turn this way. This card's name becomes Blue Eyes White Dragon either on the field or in the graveyard. Once per turn, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls, destroy it, regardless if it's in attack mode, defense mode, or face down. This card cannot attack the turn you activate this effect. Manju, Senju, and Sonic Bird are all for ritual searching capabilities, and Darkness Metal Dragon for more dragon spam, and Light Pulsar and Darkness Metal work as a loop, so it's like a good supply of monsters just in case I'm in a jam. The Melody of Awakened Dragons, I would say one of the best cards in this deck. Just by discarding 1, you can add up to 2 dragon monsters with 3,000 or more attack and 25 or less defense from your deck to your hand, which would be Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon, Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon, and Blue Eyes White Dragon itself. Trade in because I run level 8s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Should probably run one more. Probably take out Book of Moon. Fool's Burial for Ancient Whitestone. Book of Moon for defensive plays. Since Chaos Form is not a card right now, I have to substitute with Contract with the Abyss, which can summon any dark monster, ritual monster, any dark ritual monster. I can tribute monsters either from the field or from my hand, which total levels equal to the level of the ritual monster that I am summoning. And Adventurer's Reward just dumps the Blue Eyes right into the graveyard because they have the same level. Raigeki for monster clearing, MST for spell on strike removal, DNA surgery because there are times where I have a darkness metal in my hand and I'll have one of these guys in the field. And I figure, hey, why not turn everything to dragons, summon them, have a Blue Eyes in my graveyard? There you go. Or Light Pulsar, and my loop is set up again. Castle Dragon Souls, another card that targets Blue Eye Maiden, so she can get the Blue Eye so I can go to my synchro plays. And also, just in case one of my dragons, preferably Dark Metal, gets removed, I can get it back. Solemn Warning, because it stops pretty much any summon. Compulse, Bottomless Torrential for the monster removal. Sandstorm Mirror Force is a very helpful card. Putting monsters face down may not be like, for some people it may not be all that great, but in my opinion I think it's very great because most monsters have very weak defense and you can quickly run over them and not have to deal with their annoying effects unless it's a full effect monster. And 2 Phoenix Change for effect negation. Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon because the play with these two, that will leave with 2 Blue Eyes Dragons on the field. You can either summon this card or you can summon any of the rank 8 monsters on the screen here, including this. Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon requires 1 tuner and 1 or more non-tuner Blue Eyes monsters, basically Blue Eyes White Dragon. You summon it and it says need to play can special summon 2 or more monsters at the same time. Once return to the player's turn, when the card effect is activated in the grave, you can negate the activation. And also, during the player's turn, you contribute this synchro summon cards to summon 1 like Dragon type synchro monster reaction, defensible except for Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, but destroy it during your end phase. Preferably, you want to get this out because it protects itself from destruction. When this card is synchro summoned, and also requires 1 tuner, 1 non-tuner normal monsters, preferably Blue Eyes White Dragon. Dragon type monster you currently control cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects until the end of the next turn, which is really good and safety net in a way. And also during the standby phase, you can get 1 normal monster in your graveyard and special summon it. This is alternative if you don't want to special summon 0 eyes, because they're both light dragon synchros. And rank 8s we have Heartbringer, Titanic Galaxy. It negates effects on the field and then it adds those cards that negate it as XC materials. When the opponent decides to declare an attack, you can detach 1 material, change the attack target to this card, and perform damage calculation. And if an XC monster you control is destroyed by battle by card effect, you can target 1 XC monster you control. It gains attack equal to 1 of those destroyed monsters' original attack. Thunder Red Dragon because it blows them to all the monsters in the field except itself. Galaxy has Tachyon Dragon because it works for monsters that have really annoying effects, and if you decide to activate an effect during the battle phase, he can gain 1,000 attack plus attack again. Felgrand because it protects my monsters by negating their effects for protection, and it works against the opponent as well, negating their effects as well. It's preferably against monsters who have destruction negation ability, and Heliopolis because I like to destroy back row. And that is my deck profile. This down here is a unique strategy. There's no rank gate play. You go into this, then you rank up into this, and preferably you use the effect to dump 3 dragon up to 3. Yeah, 3 dragons with different names into the graveyard. And then you place Dragon's Mirror. You can either get this, you can get Blue Eyes, Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, or if you're really ballsy, 5-head. that's just one idea I had. This is another Blue Eyes Monster which I decided to not put in my deck at the moment. I'm just still tweaking it around. Is White Spirit Dragon. This card is always treated as a Blue Eyes card. This card is treated as a normal monster while in the hand or grave. When this card is normal or special summon, you can target one spell trap your opponent controls, banish it. Like that. During each player's turn of your opponent, that actually works also for pendulums as well. During each player's turn, if your opponent controls a monster, you contribute this card from your hand to summon one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand. So it's like a Kyberman effect too. It can banish spells and traps on the field and pendulums, and basically get a free Blue Eyes from the hand. And that is the deck profile, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe to my channel and continue playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Have a good day.